Yeah, episode 16.
Yeah, just give a couple minutes for people to join on, I guess.
All right, I'm good on Facebook.
It's not showing that we're live on YouTube yet.
It should pop up. YouTube always takes an extra second. I don't know why.
I keep refreshing it.
Should be good. It'll pop up. Just
Oh, there we go. All right.
good.
Yeah.
All right, let's get it going. Well, welcome everybody to episode 16 of the Chasing Tails podcast. Just me and Bob at the moment. Brandon might be joining later. Austin's doing some work on the 2.5 stock to get it ready for this weekend in Tonawanda. Should be a fun one. We did have some good racing action from this weekend though between Tri Cities and Rocky Fork. Obviously, Austin and I were down in Rocky Fork. But what did you think of the action this weekend, Bob?
Oh, there's action pretty much from both races. Some good racing going on at Hillsboro, and there's some good racing going on at Tri Cities. GP was hit or miss, but seems to be the theme this year. Big shout out to Josh Hardnack finally getting a GP ride, and
Did good too.
he went out there and he did really good.
Should have
Um,
won that final.
yeah, he should have won that final. Unfortunately, I believe
That's that's GP
his
racing
coupler
though.
went away. Yeah,
Optimal.
he'll get another crack at it though.
Yeah,
Hopefully they go to San Diego with that boat and
yeah.
he gets another shot. Um, that was pretty cool to watch. Um, yeah. So and then Greg Hop pulled out the win in GP.
Yep.
He's he's no stranger to the winner circle in GP, so that's pretty cool for them.
Yeah,
I
and that
know.
boat looked like it was running better once they got some time to get their engine sorted out. The
Yeah,
the
yeah,
back to back to back nature of the challenge made that a little tough, but
that's. I mean, it just and just the fact that these West Coast get boats, they're so far away from home. It's not like they can run home, run to their shop where they have, you know, all their
yeah,
the tools that they use on their engines in their boat. They pack what they can in a hauler, but those guys those guys try pretty hard. I mean, just not just the hops, but Richard's Racing and those teams. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool that Greg got to go out there and get the win. We'll see what he does or how it goes in San Diego with all the GPs. That'll be
hmm
interesting. Final GP race of the year for GPA.
I
So
think
how was Hillsboro?
it was good. It was good. It was hot, but I mean, that's boat. Seems to be every boat race nowadays. But yeah, it was good. I mean, the hats off to that race organization. I mean, we missed one heat on Saturday and made it up pretty easily on Sunday, but did all that with one crane. So I mean, it was kind of slow going, but you can only go so fast when you got one crane. And they
Yeah,
they did a good job of keeping things flowing the best they could, and it was pretty good turnout both days over on the other side where the kind of the viewing area was. It's definitely a little better on Saturday, but that seems to be the theme at most boat races. Saturday's kind of the free day.
yeah,
But there's some good racing. 2.5 class in Region 6 is always pretty strong. Got a good boat turnout. I think we had, I want to say we started with like 7, maybe 8. And,
yeah,
we lost the 9 that I was in for Sunday, and we lost the 17 and the 64. Kevin threw a rod, and I don't know what happened to Fickert, but the boat obviously was not running the way it should. So
yeah,
they were. I saw that on the trailer. What tilted when we pulled in Sunday, but regardless, I mean they put on a great show in 2.5 on Sunday, especially in that final. They went 4 wide for 2 laps, 3 wide for an extra lap, and pretty much a drag race on the last lap between Austin and Dennis. So that was really, really cool to see. I was over on the fan side trying to get some footage on the backstretch, and it was a really good show. Hope the people down there enjoyed it. And then,
Yeah.
350 or, I guess five, I don't know. What do we call it now?
350.
It is? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
350.
They ran well as well. There was some good competition. Um, Kyle Johnson, dude, that boat wasn't even touching the water on
Yeah,
Sunday.
I seen a video where he was coming down the straightaway,
It
and
didn't touch the water.
it was you could see clearly under it.
It
So
was insane.
that was
We were
pretty
all
cool.
sitting there on shore, like everybody side by side, like,
Did
I was like, okay.
anyone ask him? Did he know he was floating it,
Oh, he
or
did.
was he just?
He
Oh, he
did.
did. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
He was fired up, man. That dude smiled for like 45 minutes after that first heat on Saturday
Oh, that's cool.
or
That's cool. It's
Sunday.
nice
Yeah.
to see that they have that that they got a good engine in that, and it's finally got it running back the way it used to be. I'm sure they'll
Yeah.
keep plugging away, and it'll get faster and faster. Believe their next race is Mott Lake, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Then what else about 350?
What do you mean? What else?
Any other news?
Well, we do have a
Rob Becky
Rob Becky with his first
got
win
his
in
first win.
First win. Boats. I mean, he's been getting better every race that he runs.
Yeah.
Every weekend that he runs. Had a really good weekend in Madison, and then it showed this week and was able to pull off a win. I think 2 wins on Saturday, and then I didn't see how every heat on Sunday went. I saw the one. I want to say he got second, but that boat's awesome to look at on the water. A nice bright red paint job, and he's doing a good job driving. In addition to Rob, Matt Couchet also got his first win this weekend in the S. I think he still has it as the S333. So shout out to. Oh, no, sorry, he changed it to the 429.
Okay.
But shout out to him. I think that's only his second race weekend getting a heat win already, so that's cool. He was also pretty fired up when he got back in for that one. So yeah, it was a cool weekend. It was a smaller race, a little bit more of a, I don't want to say like a fun weekend. Like everybody was out there competing, but a lot of good, friendly competition, having fun, and it was a good weekekend. It's what you get. It's what you expect out of Rockyfork every year you go.
Good stuff. Yeah, Rockyforks is always it's always a good race to go to. You always have the teams that come there that you just want to be around, and it's the atmosphere there feels like you're in the middle of nowhere because there's nothing around there. So it's pretty cool. So what about there's national? Is there any GNHs?
So Chrysler had their GNH, and I believe Cassie's is also a GNH. And then
Cassie's a national mod.
Is it? It is a national mod?
National mod.
So then there were 2 national mods, her and Tony Black, that ran with Chrysler, and then they also let Alex Manga step up as a national mod. And
because that's a legal national mod. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, national mods are hit or miss. I mean, sometimes you show up and there's a good number of them, and then sometimes there's just 1 or 2. I know Greg Isaac. He's been working hard on his boat. He wants to, he's a one-man band, so he does all the work himself, and he's trying to get his boat. Sounds like he wants to hit the water before the end of the year. So
that'd be cool.
I don't know.
Bring
maybe
it down to Caesar's Creek or something.
Caesar's Creek, or maybe Lake Apacon. Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm not sure, cool. But hopefully he can get it out. I know.
Yeah. Tony and Cassie put on a good show this week, and Kevin was flying out front, but Tony and Cassie put on a good duel pretty much every heat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's was that her first weekend running that?
I believe so. I think it was the first time she was in that boat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You would never guess, man. She first heat came flying down, took the start right into turn 1, no lift, didn't care. It was awesome. I will say, in her defense, like turn 1 is the widest turn.
It's massive.
I don't know a course that would compete with that. I mean, maybe turn 2 at Cambridge, but I don't think it's even.
There's massive. Really, that course is wide because you have to go around the 2
islands. It was messing with
there.
People. I'm not kidding. We had, I think, double-digit buoy misses this weekend.
Really?
Nobody hit a buoy, but so many people missed.
Good, because we're running out of buoy hunter shirts.
I know. I was. Cassie was one. She was a little down on herself, and I was like,
"My color's off."
One this weekend, you are by no means alone. There's like 8 other people that have already done it, and mind you, we have handed out like 20 buoy hunter shirts this year already. So don't feel like you're the only one missing or hitting the buoy. It's happened probably an abnormal amount this year, to be honest.
It seems like ever since we came out with the Bowie Hunter
Yeah,
shirts, it's
yeah.
like boom, boom,
Who would have
boom. It's like, what in the world is
who would
going
have
on?
thought people would take penalties and pay fees just for a T-shirt?
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's
No,
crazy.
but it that if Austin said he was one of them in that first stock qualifier. They were all pulling out onto the course, and they were all ahead of me. I wasn't really worrying about them,
Yeah.
and I guess all like four of them went like just cut the exit buoy. We're just
Oh, really?
following. They like went straight to the score up or something. Just like what is going on out here?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Then I heard there was a 30-second score up on the
Yeah, it was
backstretch.
impossible. I got out there the first seat. I was like, let's see what this is. Tried to do
We're
my
not
timing mark.
they're not Grand Prix. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. You got to give
Front,
these guys some time to come around to the start. I mean, that
granted, from a stop or basically a putt, but if you're gonna try and get lane one, you have to do that. I took my timing mark, 34 seconds.
yeah.
Stood no
That's
chance.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
So let's
they bumped it up immediately after our heat to 45. 45 still tight. Like
on a mile and a quarter should always be a minute.
yeah,
And then
I
if you
agree.
want to go to a mile, and if it's in the center of the backstretch,
45 's
across
fine.
from the street, yeah, 45 on a
Yeah.
mile.
I don't
I
think you
don't.
need to like totally eliminate the flying up there and like slowing down and then going, but you don't. What you want to eliminate is people like especially on a mile course. Like sometimes with a minute, people will fly up there in 10 seconds and then they're
Yeah,
parked for 40. Like I
yeah.
can understand wanting to get rid of that a little bit, but I mean, I literally I was looking at the course, kind of doing the math, and I'm like, I don't think we can make that. I told Austin, I was like, dude, make sure when you get out there, like right away, take a timing mark from that 1 minute pin and see if you can make it. And I don't
This is
think he
what.
did because he was like eight
So
seconds late to the start.
this is what I don't get. They tried to do that to eliminate the putt, right?
Yeah.
Boats don't get damaged when they're going 2 miles an hour fighting for lanes.
Yeah.
But you add the hitting the 1 minute or 45 or 30-second pin, whatever pin you want number pin you want to call it,
Mm.
hitting that try with full speed to try to leapfrog boats when you have boats parked, who
Yeah.
aren't doing the flying start to the 1 minute pin, that causes a dangerous scenario. So
Yeah.
I I
And the thing is, if
I
they
wish
are
they would do
hitting,
away with it.
yeah,
What's
if they
that?
are hitting like going slow, like you've played pumper boats plenty of times, like
Yeah.
all you really at risk is damaging the boats a little bit. And at the end of the day, like that's on the
It's
drivers and the owners to make the right
yeah.
decision on if they want to participate. Like very rarely are you going to get somebody injured or hurt on a 5 mile an hour,
Yeah,
bumping off
you're
of each
not. I
other.
mean,
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't
Fighting
know.
planes is fun. It was cool driving a boat with a water pump. I was sitting there like, wow,
Yeah.
I can actually putts. Never done this before.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll if you're in a people are trying to squeeze in and stuff when you go to park, sometimes you'll forget to turn on your water pump and then you'll look over at your gauge and it says 220 and you're like, "Oh man, that's not good." Um but I remember one time driving for Ray Lynn, he had his water pump it was on a pressure switch. So when the pressure dropped under a certain amount, his pump would turn on. So you didn't even have
Gotcha.
to hit any switches or
That's kind of
anything. So
cool.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe you can just go buy them at the store that way. So, but let's talk about a little bit more about Tri Cities. There's a lot of things going on out there in
Yeah, a lot
Unlimited.
of drama, man.
I don't understand it. I mean, yeah, I can understand people are mad because your favorite driver didn't win, your favorite boat didn't win, or accidents. No one wants to see an accident, but
Yeah,
to sit there and not know all the information
yeah.
and
There was
just
a
start
lot of like
just
quick
start
finger pointing, and
slamming people on Facebook,
yeah,
like, come
it was
on, put
crazy.
the Facebook away for a couple days, simmer down a little bit.
Yeah,
um Hats off to Corey Peabody for driving his butt off in that final. I mean,
yeah,
he was there at the start. I mean, they were all pretty much there at the start. One or two people messed up. Um, so congrats to Corey Peabody. He texted me and said he had a little plan for the final, but I'm not going to say what it was. But I know it was not the first turn, so don't even think that. I know all these Facebook warriors out there be like, "Oh, Bobby Kennedy on Chasin Tails said this." No, it was not that. It was a joke. not
Yeah.
actually a real race strategy. But yeah, congrats to him. He did good all weekend. Uh, he was right there. It was unfortunate between the accident between him and his teammate J. Michael Kelly. Glad J. Michael Kelly's all right. Um, I from what I hear, they're going to have that boat fixed for this coming weekend.
Oh,
So that's
really?
cool.
I had
Yeah.
initially seen something saying they didn't think, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
It could have been
yeah.
somebody just making crap up.
I'm not sure. I mean, I could be wrong, but I heard that
Yeah,
the
that'd be cool.
grapevine that it'll make this weekend. That would
I
be
hope
pretty
they do.
cool.
I didn't
Yeah, I mean,
see all the damage. I saw some pictures, and considering what the accident looked like, I think they actually made it out all right.
yeah,
It's one of those ones that boat could be
it could have been a lot. It could have been a
pretty
lot
much
worse.
totaled if it hits a certain way.
Could have been a lot worse.
Rude, I think we found somebody as crazy as you with getting out of boats fast. Did you watch that onboard video?
No.
Dude had the freaking latch kicked open before the boat even stopped moving. I swear to God.
Latches are easiest to kick open because all you have to do is just go like this with your leg, and then it goes bloop.
From takeoff, like literally takeoff to when the video cuts out, where he's like, kind of climbing out, maybe 15 seconds.
Oh, really?
It
Nice.
was ridiculous.
Nice.
I thought the video had like skipped forward. I tried playing it back, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, nice to see Bobby King that came out of his all right. That was pretty scary.
That one could have been bad.
What I don't understand, why was Dave Villwalk disqualified for that?
He was?
That's what I heard. Yeah, he was disqualified. I could be wrong. Check the chat. Maybe
Eddie,
someone.
We need you, dude.
Yeah, I don't even know how to get our comments up on the. See, I don't do the YouTube thing.
Eddie's gonna comment here in a second. I'll let us know. I hope he did it. I mean, like, what would he have? What would he have gotten disqualified for?
I have no clue. He tried to avoid Bobby. I mean, you're going around the turn.
I watched
you
that
see
onboard,
white spray.
I watched that onboard. Like, I don't know what they really wanted him to do. Yeah, could he?
Did they disqualify Dustin Eccles last year when Andrew went over and Dustin ran over him?
It wouldn't have mattered because they didn't rerun the heat anyway. But
okay.
But still, like, I don't know. For me, unless if there would have been like a lot more time in between when he crashed and when he got ran over, maybe for being
there wasn't. Like I watched Villwalk's onboard, and it was the rooster tail turn fin water
DQ'd for causing the stoppage. Eddie said
Villwalk was DQ'd for these referees. I'm
granted,
telling you.
Granted, I don't think they were making the next heat anyway because they didn't run after that. But I mean, Dave Villwalk was definitely not the cause of that stoppage.
No.
At what point in Bobby's blowover does that be considered a stoppage? Like, what are you telling me? It was the point when Villwalk ran over him. They were going to let it run after that if he didn't hit him. There's no way they were going to let that run.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, and whatever. At the end of the day, both drivers are all right, which is good news. And ultimately, I don't think Dave was going to be able to run with the damage to the boat. So, I guess in some ways, no harm, no foul. But I don't know, dude. Like you said, it was a lot of drama this weekend. I was scrolling through Facebook, and there were some comments that are just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, people need to calm down. I mean, you asked me, Corey didn't do anything wrong this weekend. It was hard racing. It was tight racing. It was a tight turn. I don't think any driver was at fault. Like I was talking to you earlier, J. Michael, I think, hit a roller or wake and skipped out.
He hit a wave, the boat lifted, and at that point, the skid fin's either barely or not at all in the water.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's neither Corey or J. Michael's fault. And
that happens. If you're trying to win, you're going to drive in, and you're going to hope that, you're going to do your best to make sure it does, but you're kind of hoping you don't hit a roller and slide out, and you can't expect Corey to, just because it's his teammate, to leave the door wide open to get past.
And the one with Bobby, I mean, it was just, I think he was just in a tunnel, and stuff happens in a tunnel when you're going that fast. I mean, it's one of those things. Should I stay in it or should I lift?
What's the thing with the Unlimiteds, with how fast they're going and how light they fly? Like, stuff happens pretty fast in those things. And,
exactly.
And it's not like a 2.5. Like I basically went through the exact same thing in Valleyfield last year. Guys slid out, and I'm not saying that Corey slid out too far in this one. I haven't seen drone footage. I have no idea. Guy slid out. I went into his tail, and then to avoid his tail, turned into somebody else's tail,
Yeah.
and wasn't going fast enough to blow over. But it's kind of the same situation. It's just stuff
Yeah.
happens fast.
Oh, it's one of those things. That's I think I think in any boat, when you get stuck between two tails, it's it's not a good feeling because
No.
you're always wondering. You're like, this person spins out. Am I going to see them at the last second and not be able to avoid it?
Oh
If
yeah, the
or if am
possibilities.
I not going to hold the right arc? Am I going to slide out? I mean, because you're following the inside rooster tail, right? You're trying to dictate where the turn is by
Mm,
following that because that's essentially your buoys at that point
no.
because you can't see the buoys on the inside of that rooster tail, so you're following that arc, and if you skip out a little bit, you have another rooster tail right here. You're some between two walls.
Yeah, the
All right, you're
possibilities are
sitting
what
there
can.
smirking. Who's talking on
Oh,
Facebook? Do
it's
I got to jump over there?
sounds like Bipes and Eddie are going to be doing their own recap when ours ends.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Well, I hope they FaceTime each other.
if you two just want the link to join, let me know. I'll send it to you. We're short-handed tonight, but okay. Is it just me? Because obviously we were racing all day, and I tried to go back through the stream and kind of buffer and find things. Did they not stream like any of the 350 and the 2.5 heats?
Oh,
Because
I watched. Yeah, there was 350 2.5
they were
heats.
on there. Okay, because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
able to find one, and it already said Heat 5, and then I saw the finals, but I
I
was
mean,
like,
I
where are
don't
the other
know.
heats?
I don't know the results of any of those.
Yeah,
I only watched a couple of the Grand Prix and then the Unlimiteds.
I do know the results of like the 350 final was two boats. They had Rochelle Hill and Bryce Todd. Bryce Todd won that one, and then in the 2.5 final, Jeff Bernard won. I know J Mike and Oslaxon jumped the gun, so I think it was Bernard, Davenport, Burnett, J Michael Kelly, Oslaxon.
What happened? Well, so what happened to Justin Weymouth's two 350s?
I don't know. Bernard's was out. But in one of the heats in one of the heats that I watched, Bernard went and won, and Kip's boat wasn't out there. And then in the final, neither of them were
Oh,
out there. I would imagine engine trouble of some sort,
oh,
but
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I didn't hear anything on the stream about exactly what had happened there. It was cool though that even with the two boat final, Bryce and Rochelle put on a pretty good little show there in the final. It was
Yeah, they
pretty
were
much deck to
battling.
deck. Yeah, deck to deck for 3 laps. It was cool.
Good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I will. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back see if I can find those streams, watch more of those heats. I was trying to buffer through and find stuff because there's a lot of dead time, but see if we can go back and find those. Fortunately, I didn't have a stream for Rockyfork this year. Tried to live Austin seats at least, but hopefully they can get something going for that in the future years. You got a performance of the weekend out in Tri Cities. I'd say Corey, obviously, but
Well, let's do it by class. I would say Corey pretty much all weekend in Unlimited. I mean, he did a great job despite all the Facebook warriors what they say.
mm-hmm.
But that's why we don't race Facebook. um, let's see. GP, I think it's a tie between Greg Hop just because he's back on top of the podium and that's pretty cool.
Hop on top.
Just yeah,
I get to
just
say that one time. There we go. I was
hop
hoping to
on
say it at
top.
some point during the challenge, but we got one.
Yeah. He's always a favorite.
Yeah.
He's that team's been around for a long time, and they're really nice people. So to see them go
Yeah,
out there and
you saw the video. They were both sitting up on Christensen's boat trying to get it, or they
yeah,
did get it fired up.
did they?
Yeah.
Some with Bergeron's just not running this year. I don't understand.
I don't know, man. Bad luck. I
Um,
like the way that boat looks with the primarily white. I don't know if they're doing more, and this was just kind of a base design to get it out on the water. But even if
yeah,
they stayed with what they got, I like the way that looks.
yeah. So I would say it was a tie between Hop and Josh Hartnett. I mean, come on, the guy first weekend in GP. He's been wanting a GP ride for a long time, but who
Mm-hmm.
hasn't?
Yeah.
And just to get in that boat that hasn't been out all season and go to run like that and just come down with having a coupler let loose. That's
Yeah.
so. So I would say it's a tie between Greg and Harnack. I mean, so hats off to them. Great performance this weekend. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool performance from both of them.
Yeah. 2.5
350.
really, or go ahead. You can do 350.
Todd Bryce. Todd Bryce.
Right.
There we
Bryce
go.
Todd.
Bryce Todd. I'm dyslexic. Come on,
Dude,
people.
oh my God.
Oh,
No, yeah.
here I can see Eddie typing now. Blah 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 blah. Bobby. I'm dyslexic. Give me a break.
Bryce does this thing, man. Consistent, as far as I know. I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever seen him not finish a heat, and sometimes that's all it takes.
That's
Just
all
go
it
out and
takes is
finish
being
heats, man.
consistent.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's you can see he's getting faster and faster with that. He was a rookie last year. I mean, he was
Yeah.
one of our rookie national high point winners. But it's not like one high points. I'm good now. Like you can see he's improving, he's learning, and just making that thing go faster and faster. I know they spent a lot of time this off season getting like 8 layers of paint off of that boat. So sure that helped with some speed alone.
This just occurred to me. I thought Jeff Bernard was running his boat, his 2.5 as a T boat this year, doing experimental. I guess they just decided to bring it to Tri Cities.
Yeah, they didn't have tees at Tri Cities, so
so they just took off the restrictor plates,
and I don't think Madden's old enough to run in 2.5 stock.
No, I don't.
I
think
could be
so.
wrong on that, but I think he's only like 14. Is it 16 for 2.5 stock, or is it 18?
It's 16.
It is
18's 350.
Okay. Yeah.
I could be wrong. Don't yell at me, Eddie. I could be wrong, but I think 350 might be 18.
Okay. Yeah, like I was about to say a couple minutes ago. 2.5 stock was hard to like give a performance of the weekend to because it seemed like a lot of different heat wins.
Everyone,
yeah, there was a lot of different.
Who didn't jump the gun?
Justin Burnett.
So give it to Justin Burnett.
I don't think he jumped the gun on any. We'll give it to Justin.
If he didn't jump a gun, but everyone else did.
I don't know. I don't know if I only got to see like 2 heats. I know in the final that Oslax and J Mike did. They weren't like it wasn't like an egregious gun jump, but they tried pushing the start and got up there a little.
Just not J Mike's weekend.
No.
That's all right. He's a great driver. He'll bounce back. He'll bounce back.
He's always has, man.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I said it, but Andrew did drive his tail off in that final in the Unlimited.
Yeah.
I mean, not the best start, but he just kept digging lap after lap and drove up between 2 boats. Like we just said, driving through that wall, driving between those 2 walls. But he did it. He came up and pulled off a second. So that's pretty impressive because I think at one point he was 4th,
he was in 4th.
Not 5th.
He was in 4th at one point.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to point out that was some great
Justin
driving.
Said he didn't jump. Justin, you get performance of the weekend for not jumping the gun, man.
Performance of the weekend, 2.5 stock. Sorry, we don't have trophies for it, but we'll just give you a shout out.
Shoot, if we got trophies, man, we'd run out of those too. Running out of t-shirts.
We're gonna come up with some trophies though, and then we'll probably do end of the year trophies for people.
Yeah, we gotta do some end of the year stuff for sure.
Yeah,
some fun ones,
like bent rod trophies.
Yeah. So I guess we'll do performance of the weekend at Rockyfork. 1 liter, they only ran 2 heats. They only ran on Sunday or on Saturday.
Really?
Well, yeah, Melowich. I've heard everybody say it both ways. I
say Malowich.
I need to just go confirm with him at this point.
Yeah,
everybody
probably.
says a different way.
Probably.
But he ran into some. I think he might have blew his engine up on Saturday, but he didn't run Sunday, so they just didn't run. Chris Ritt's boat ran well. The 1 heat I saw, I mean, him and Sean were running hard. He pulled away from Sean a little bit, so good to see that. 2.5. I mean, give it to Austin. 4 for 4.
Can't for sure.
That.
For sure.
Should have been.
He beat you.
Should have been 3 for 4. Just saying. Damn. Rod.
Hey, you got to cross that finish line.
So, funny story. I wouldn't have finished that heat any better anyway, because obviously that rod bearing was going sooner rather than later, one way or the other. But a little bit of miscommunication between me and Mom on the radios that your helmet wasn't working. So I ended up just using straight headphones with no ability to talk back, which Mom loves, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
we'll have that fixed already.
she got the laps confused, and when I was crossing the line on the second lap, and granted I should know my laps, but I was paying attention to gauges. It's the first time I actually got that boat going too, and I took her word for it. I was like, all right, taking the white flag, cool. So I crossed line the next lap, start slowing down, and then apparently she had corrected herself at some point in between, but I never heard it. I don't know if maybe that aux jack was bumped back and out and back into the radio.
Yeah.
But I did hear. I was looking in my mirror because like I was questioning it. I'm like, I feel like that wasn't long enough, and I'm looking at my mirror. And I could see Austin coming. Finally, I was like, "Oh no, he's still moving." Shit. My mom comes over there. She's like, "Austin's coming. You gotta go." And I tried to go. It went for a second, and then I would imagine around then is when that rod bearing went.
Yeah.
And I just like, gotta get to the finish line. I'm watching the oil pressure, and I'm like, it's funny. Just stay there, please.
Oh, that's never a good feeling. But
Yeah,
it was running fast though, huh?
it was running really fast. I will.
Yeah.
I had a blast driving that thing. I mean, it was pretty much all out from way before the start because me and Kevin were the only ones that really took off right away. And I mean, based on my clock, taking off right away meant 4 seconds late to the start.
Yeah.
And he hit it with a little more speed than I did, so I was reeling him in pretty good. I'm pretty confident I would have got by him, even if he didn't throw a rod through the block. But
Ouch.
yeah, no, I was unfortunate. Sucks to see that, but he did say that the plan is to have it ready for Mott next weekend, so that's cool.
Cool. 2 weekends.
2 weekends, yeah.
2 weekends.
Though I was telling you this earlier, Greg has his actuator the opposite of how we had ours on our boat,
Yeah.
and so for the first 2 laps, I was raising the wing at the end of the straights, and I was dropping it, or I was giving
That'll
it
get you in trouble pretty fast.
going into the turns, man. It was I would set for the turn, look down, and be like, "What the hell? Why is the wing all the way down?" And after the second lap, I kind of figured it out and had it going. But,
yeah, I hope Greg can figure it out. He's just been chasing gremlin after gremlin for a handful of years now. I mean, we broke the record back in 2017. Obviously, it was broke since then, but the boat's faster now. So if it can just stay together, I think I don't think I think it could have a good go at the record again.
absolutely.
But you have to have the right conditions and all that stuff. And
this weekend would have been pretty damn close to the right conditions. I'm not going for any records, especially not on a boat in my first time driving it. But I mean, it was glass. There was a very slight breeze when you were going down the back stretch on Saturday, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. That was your second time in that boat.
Yeah, the first time I got a timing mark.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to drive it in Mott, and the wing bolt fell out, so I brought it back in. And then, like, back on the one heat, I got a timing mark, and then when I took off for the start, it just shut off. So that was the first time I'd actually stayed in it and got to run a couple laps, and I was having a grand old time in that thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than our boat last year. Now, granted, we never really, I think, put the necessary effort into balancing that boat. We were kind of just driving it one way or the other towards the end of the year, but like Greg's boat, once it gets up on that pocket of air, man, it's just stuck right
just
there. It doesn't not tapping the sponses, nothing. It's just gliding. It was cool. It's one of the first times I really got to feel one hang there for a minute. Our boat have been battling, trying to keep it down. It's been wanting to go a little too quick for me. And then the boat last year, you could get it up on that pocket of air, and then it was like just crazy, man, bouncing your head off the sill.
That boat, it drove me crazy because you could have it hang at the old boat, the old S88, old S35, whatever you want to call it. It would be, you could get it hanging down the straightaway, but it would get like 100 feet before the turn and then just start sponsing, walking real hard. You can never get it to just hang all the way. But
yeah, no.
But
Brent Hall said hi. Asked how the fam was doing.
Hey, what's going on, Brent? Family's doing pretty good. Hope you're doing good. Hope to see you back in a boat.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got 2 races coming up. Yes, we have Tonawanda this weekend, and then they have Seafair out west.
Is that this weekend? Is it back to back?
I think so. I could be wrong.
Eddie will tell us here in a second. But yeah, they're both mad because we're not responding to their comments.
I don't even know what these guys are saying.
chasing tails. TJ said yes, they are. So yeah, Seattle
Yeah.
this
Okay.
weekend,
Yeah.
and then Tonawanda over here on the East Coast. It should be two really good weekends of racing.
So hopefully Vilwalks Unlimited is fixed for this weekend. I don't
I saw they
know.
were already preparing for it. They
Yeah, I
posted
seen
some
them
stuff.
working on it. I don't know the extent of their damages.
Mm.
But that video of Vilwalk after after Bobby was sideways and then Vilwalk hit the tip of the sponson. Just how he went through the air and then just came down like that. That was he had to pucker up pretty tight on
It
that
tripped
one.
that back corner right at the perfect time, man.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, I'm glad
another
it
split
did.
second. I don't think it's coming back down.
Glad it did because
Yeah. And good
that's a
on him
brand
for
new
having that
boat.
thing cranked turning instantly because I mean he
Yeah.
wasn't that far from the outer course markers.
Yeah. So hopefully that's one boat that I'm keeping a pretty good eye on because it's new and I think it's got a lot of potential. So
I mean,
I
Heat
think
wins
it'll
second
just
weekend out.
it'll just keep getting faster and faster. So
And congrats to Dave, by the way, the oldest winner in H1
yeah,
history.
yeah,
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
70 years old winning heats, man. That's
Just
ridiculous. That's just insane.
Just out there laughing at all the naysayers and getting it done.
Right.
That's pretty
And
cool.
I mean that accident shows. I mean, not that he had to do a crazy amount there, but
he still had faster action, right?
I mean, the faster access whereabouts to turn the wheel when she came back down quickly.
I know you'll get people to say, "Oh, Vilwalk should have avoided Bobby." Put yourself in that position in a boat going that fast.
No way. You might get lucky and
no
missing.
way.
You might get
yeah,
lucky.
you could get lucky. You get lucky, but you crank on the wheel to try to avoid Bobby that fast. You're just going to get yourself in an accident too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't take much.
Let the keyboard warriors do their thing, man.
Right?
Whatever.
Go argue against each other.
Yeah. The one thing that did bother me about that whole thing is like people can have their opinions about drivers doing this, drivers doing that, should have done this, should have done that. Some of the people saying, like, criticizing H1 within 5 minutes of that accident of not having info about the drive. It's like that's their priority is not getting you info right now.
Yeah.
Their priority is making sure that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we appreciate the support, and obviously the part of the experience is like we're providing some entertainment, but at the end of the day, the priority in one of those situations is not to share info. Obviously, and H1 by the end of the day had info both times, and it wasn't even by the end of the day; it was like within an hour. They want to have both drivers go get looked at first, and I don't know. I hope people can see that that's not the focus in those times. And I did see the video. I saw people were upset about the cheers in the one video. I personally don't think those cheers were about the accident. I think they were about Dave catching that boat. Obviously it's not cool seeing an accident, but when you see a guy go up in the air like that, come down and land it, like that is pretty cool. That's gonna
they were probably cheering that he landed.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's I don't know. Like we said, Facebook warriors. Let them keep going.
Let them do their thing. I loved watching Jeff Bernard go at people this weekend, man.
Was he?
Jeff and Billy Noonan were putting people in their place, and I was loving every bit of it.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, it was fun to read.
So yeah, Unlimited. Hopefully, I mean, I think Seafair is a much larger course than we just seen. So
is it
the racing?
Oh
the
yeah,
racing will be a little different.
Course.
Yeah, the racing will be a lot different. I'm hoping to see J. Michael Kelly back on the water.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a huge part of this the Unlimited dynamic, and Corey, he's going to be there. Andrew's going to get a better start. So everyone else better get it.
He ain't gonna make.
He's not gonna make the mistake twice. No. That's not. Andrew just doesn't usually mess up starts like that. So
no, he's about as consistent as you can find at hitting starts. So not just hitting them decent, hitting them really good.
Yeah.
And with that boat, like I don't think he has to push starts as much as others may need to pull out victories. But
it is
I'm sure he's kicking them.
It's not the newest boat anymore. Vilwalks is the newest.
That's true. That is true.
But it's going to take Vilwalk and them some time to get that boat going, and I guarantee you it'll start winning races consistently in the near future. So
I agree.
That's cool. But what's that?
I said they have a, obviously there's been hiccups and some gripes about the way the show's gone this year, boat count or whatever. But I will say, in terms of quality, the boats they have are competitive. I mean,
Yeah,
Dustin can go out and win a heat. J. Mike has proven it. Corey's proven it. Andrew's
yeah,
proven it. Jamie Nielsen was won a couple of heats last year. Like
yeah. I
any one
mean,
of those boats can go win a heat at any time. It's some might have a better chance than others, but they put on a pretty good show every time they're out on the water. Obviously, this weekend with losing 3 boats, that's never what you're looking for. But I think
no,
at the start of the
no.
weekend they had what, like 8 of them, 7.
I'm not sure. I don't want
I
to be
mean,
called out by Eddie Canfouche, so I'm just gonna.
I mean, but just when's the last time you've seen a race with more than like 5 or 6?
Yeah, yeah. They generally get more on the West Coast because you get
Yeah, which is
your West Coast warriors who don't come east.
yeah,
Um, but it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
yeah.
So yeah, you got that going on out there. On GPs are not on at
They're
what
not.
do they call it, SeaTac, or
See,
it's not the
did
water
I think
follies. Um,
no. I know what Seattle calls theirs. I
it's
know
not
it's
SeaTac.
San
SeaTac
Diego's
is what
is
they call
Bayfair,
Seattle.
so it might be Seafair.
Seafair. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Seafair. That's it. I said SeaTac. Yeah, it is Seafair.
yeah. Uh, I don't know.
Watch the podcast
Kyle
warriors. Tell us
Kyle
what
Detweiler's been has got your button pusher. How about those starts, Bob?
it was. It was 8 boat. Eddie Campouche said it was 8 boats, Bob.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, Kyle. It was suspect this weekend, man. There was there were some questionable timing marks, to say the least. Seemed like
Thank
guys
you,
were
Eddie.
figuring out a
Thank
little
you.
bit better by the end of the weekend, but there were a couple that were like, "Whoa, what are we doing?"
What's that?
Kyle Detlier was asking about the starts
Oh, yeah. I don't.
out in Tri Cities specifically.
I'm not going to say. I'm not saying anything about starts because I'm driving the GP this weekend, and I don't want to curse myself, jinx myself.
Yeah, fair enough. It's probably a good idea. So, but since Seattle's really only the unlimiteds, and then obviously we'll see some cool vintage
They
ones.
they
But
don't. Oh, so they have vintage. They don't have any support classes there.
I don't think they're running any of the smaller classes like 2.5 or
Man, that's going to
250.
be a lot of nap time if you're there to watch
Yeah,
that race.
yeah,
That's what I don't understand. H1 needs to get a program, not just unlimiteds.
yeah,
Yeah, they might be able to put seats, fill people in seats at the races, but you want sponsors, you got to have no downtime. You got to have support classes. I mean, look at look how HRL does it. I mean, I don't want to have an HRL GPA / H1 argument. I know they're different organizations, different regions of the North America, but if you can take their model, it would be good. I mean, they even added J stocks, for crying out loud, for the kids, bring up new racers, right?
yeah.
Um,
And they've done
but
that
they
there
have
in the
no downtime.
past.
Yeah, they have no downtime. I mean, you can go sit in the it's so cool to be a driver at HRL. You get 10 minutes to yourself, not working on the boat or doing anything. You go out and watch a race because you know there's going to be a race on the
Yeah,
water.
Dope.
Now that's the great thing about the HRL model. Now, I
Yeah.
think H1 needs to try to build the GPs up out there.
Uh-huh.
They need to get, rather than just unlimiteds going around into all these races, they need to have GPs with them, maybe 350s, or Kyle's favorite, get the Texas Thunder, Thundercats?
Texas Tri-Halls.
Texas Trials. I don't know why I call them Thundercats.
Thundercats, man.
But I mean, get something. I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely
Or
agree.
even tunnel
And they do.
boats.
I think that's where they do the Blue Angels show, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So I
I
mean,
believe
they
so.
they have that, so that's cool. And I know a lot of people out there really enjoy that. So it is cool they're able to bring something outside of boat racing into the program. I know a lot of places that have done that. It draws some attention. Like Sorel this year we had the cliff diver, and even though it was only for like 10-15 minutes a day, like a lot of people showed up to watch that. That you could see on the stream there was a lot of people over there checking that out.
Gunnar O'Farrell said it was a 3 to 4 second run from the exit pin to the start line.
That's every HRL heat, man.
Man.
That's like
Yeah,
every
that's
HRL.
that's how it is in GPs at HRL. But I believe that is because they shorten the course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I mean,
It was weird seeing how close to the one turn, and usually if it's going to be one way or the other, it's going to be closer to turn one, like Detroit, where it was
now
like basically the entrance.
Gunner, since he is a unlimited driver, maybe he can answer this. So going into a weekend knowing that you're going to run on a certain size course, and then all of a sudden they shorten it, did that throw a wrench into everyone's plans and program to where you have to start changing stuff, changing what you're going to do, your props and all that? We'll see what he says. It usually takes a minute to
I mean,
catch
I know
up.
they were changing gearboxes. Like basically every team was changing gearboxes after they announced they were shortening the course. I'm not.
I'm
by
gonna
no
make.
means.
I'm gonna make a clip of videos of Eddie Canfouche spinning out, busting sponsons off. Just in the past 2 years. Just in the past 2 years, all his mess ups.
Dude, I do have to bring this up, and I'm doing it because Austin's not here and he can't defend himself. But I was sitting there and I'm watching his GoPro and his Insta footage. And before anybody gives us gripe, we did not mount the Insta to the helmet. We mounted it on the outside of our headrests. It doesn't violate no rules. But that dude is a buoy magnet. He is out front by himself. There is not a boat in sight, and he is inches off of the buoy.
He's just trying to get a buoy hunter shirt. He doesn't want to
Dude.
feel left out.
He has a buoy hunter.
He has
shirt.
FOMO.
He got one for free.
He
doesn't have
fear
to
of
hit a
missing
buoy.
out.
I showed it to him. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're gonna catch a weird wave and it's just gonna pull in on you, and you're gonna take out a buoy way out in front.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
he loves the buoy row, man. It's ridiculous.
it's there. You know, you can do it in certain boats in certain water where you can go around and you can tap every buoy.
Yeah.
I mean,
we got really rounded.
I wouldn't do it in a
sponsons,
GP,
so
but
we might be
you
able
guys
to get...
can do it.
But I mean, the dude spun two of them. He's hit one and not gotten caught. Actually, I lied. He's hit two and not gotten caught, and he spun another. Like, we're insane, man. Dude would be the leader of the buoy hunter club if officials saw everything. Shit, it's wild, man. It's so funny. But what are your...
so Brent Hall did say they're getting the J stocks on TV at Seafair, and big deal for the kids, which that's awesome. And yeah, he said the Blue Angels are going to be there too, so that's pretty cool.
No, that's cool. They got a good show then. That's, obviously I wish there was more. Like, even with the J stocks, that's not a full day of racing. I wish there was more, especially for somebody that's going to be watching the stream as compared to out there and able to socialize and hang out with people. But
that's going to make the kids
still
feel on top of the world, though.
Yeah, having them on TV. I mean, it's like HRL bringing the novice guys on stage on Sunday with the GP guys at Valleyfield. Like, that's a sweet moment. The kids love that.
Oh, for sure. I think
it's really cool to see.
I think any chance that you can put J stocks on the event for the weekend. I don't care if it's APBA, HRL, GPA, H1. I mean, it's just cool to get the kids out there, get the kids involved. We need those. We need those kids. We need those families to come into inboard racing. I mean, it's what'll make inboard racing grow again is get kids involved at an early age and get them determined to want to race inboards. So
Teaser said, "Hey Bob, when do the J stocks go live at SeaTac?"
I don't know.
He's making fun of me for calling it SeaTac.
Oh Jesus! All right.
Yeah, Kyle. I don't know what everybody's gripe with Corey was. Like I told Bob, like I can in some ways see where people are coming from on the Bobby accident, but as far as I know, no drone footage has been released, and nothing that shows the first half of that turn has been made public. So anybody that is not an H1 official or saw that drone footage doesn't really have a full perspective to be making a judgment, in my opinion.
No.
And the view that we saw, there was enough room for Bobby. Now, what happened on the other half of the turn, I do not know. Yeah. But, unlimited racing, man, it seems like anytime somebody wins a bunch of people got a problem with it, and when somebody loses, a bunch of people got a problem with it. Like there's just
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody's got a favorite driver, and it's like if they don't win, something happened that prevented them from.
I'm telling Melissa, but I text you the results from 20 stocks from the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out west.
You think that's bad? Wait until Dave Villwalk wins another final.
Oh,
Years, so many people will come out and just start bashing him.
I was
Dude's
shocked.
going down as one of the best unlimited drivers in history, and people just want to give him a hard time all the time. It's like, get out of here.
I mean, that's part of being on top. So I think if you're really successful at something, and you're, or even if you have a successful weekend and you get a bunch of gripe for it, just terms of endearment, man.
Yeah.
Just take it for what it's worth.
No, I mean people can say what they want, but it's not going to take Corey's trophy away.
I don't think Corey's sitting there stressing about it too much right now, man.
No,
I think Corey's doing just fine.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
what are your predictions? I don't want to say predictions, but what are you expecting to see out of Tonawanda this weekend? It's obviously brings out a lot of fun racing.
So let's see. In the S class, well, I don't know. We might be changing some engines Friday.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not sure. So I'm hoping the 35 is running a lot better. I think the 25 is going to be faster than it has been. We'll see how Jacob does. He went over at Valleyfield and a lot of electronics, a lot of things got wet.
Yep.
Let's see if
I know he did.
Let's see if he performs the way he has been, or
they did get the engine back. He sent me a picture, so they will be ready to go. Redone engine, but like you said, you never know when we had got our engine running after the blowover, and it was running, but it wasn't running good.
It wasn't running good.
You never know what's going to happen. So
I mean, I don't know if they rebuild it. Did it go back to the dyno to get in spec? Did it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
A lot of unknowns. We'll see how he comes out. I mean, obviously that kid's been out there killing it, just doing getting win after win and doing really good. We'll see. Then the F class, I think it's going to be a battle between, like I said, for Valleyfield, Grant and Eddie.
Yeah.
Grant,
I think John's going to be in that conversation this weekend, though. You saw that thing running.
John Toomey doesn't drive.
But
I'm just kidding.
Whatever was going on with Al's boat in Valleyfield, it seems like they've got it sorted out now. So
yeah,
I know he's got a lot of points to make up. I don't know without some major mess ups from Grant and Eddie that they could really make their way back into that championship contention.
Well, I mean, you got to think
2 races. You never know.
2 races, and you're going to a couple of the hardest courses in HRL.
Yeah, I mean
Tonawanda and
Grant hooked in Tonawanda last year, and Eddie blew out a sponsor in Beauharnois.
Yep. I mean,
you never know what can happen.
Not that you wish that on anyone.
No, not at all.
But I mean, there's still a lot of racing to go. So it's anyone's ball game. I mean, John can very well catch them.
Yep.
All you have to do is just keep plugging away heat after heat after heat. And if he keeps pulling out dubs, then and the other guys don't, then that's big points gained for him. But we'll see. I mean, obviously Al's going to have that boat running back up front or close to the front. You never know. He'll have it running like it should be.
Yeah.
And then Lady Coach just getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're packing under that engine cowling, but hot damn, that thing is running fast.
Yeah,
he's doing a very good job driving it. So that's pretty cool to see from Grant. Just a couple years ago he was in a T-boat, and then last season was first year in S, and he's just been improving. His dad's been doing a lot of work to that boat, and it's getting pretty quick.
Yeah,
sure
is.
We
had to copy him on the scoop idea a little bit.
Oh no, that scoop! No,
I know.
Brandon had that scoop years ago.
I'm just joking.
But did you guys try the air filter in it? I don't know what Dad said if he was going to try the air filter in it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No. It did improve though. I mean, it did. when we first put it on with the same setup we had before, we were running lean, like crazy
Yeah.
lean. So
Yeah.
it's
They just get
obviously,
more air.
yeah, it's good to see that we can feed her a little more gas.
Yeah. Yeah. So if put the new engine in, hopefully it gets a little more.
Yeah, see what
But yeah,
happens.
so that's so Eddie and it's going to be hard to say. Eddie's going to be pushing it harder. It's his hometown race, and he wants to pull out that dub there.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know. It's I'm going to say Eddie. I want to say Eddie for Tonawanda. I'm going to say Eddie for Tonawanda. He knows the. What are they saying now?
Bipe said, "Keep Eddie's name out your mouth." That was before you said Eddie for Tonawanda,
Man, pipes.
but
Oh
so
man.
yeah, I'm gonna roll with you on that one too. I think I mean Eddie had that thing running really good in Valleyfield, and like we said, Grant and John are gonna be there. Eddie's gonna have to work for it, but he's got that inside lane position in the first qualifier. He's shown he can go around that field on the outside.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come down to I don't think it's necessarily going to come down to whose boat runs the best this week, and I think it's going to come down to which driver makes the least amount of mistakes because that course it's very hard to run a perfect race there. With all the waves and the current. Whether it's small little losses of speed or you bury a sponson and kill all your momentum. You see a lot of that in
Yeah.
Tonawanda.
I mean, we've
and
seen. I mean, I know Grant spun out in turn 2 last year, but generally
Mhm.
it's turn 1 that gets a lot of people. I mean, in every class, not just 2.5 or F. It's every class. And then if you're Brandon Kennedy, the straightaway gets you.
Yeah, right.
Wait, that's not funny.
uh, so
um,
what about 350 though?
350. Well, I hope it happens. I hope Joe Les got his little thing going. Because I know they're making some major changes. I know
As always.
I've been waiting for the whole Les team with their 350 just to come out swinging, but they keep having issues, and they're trying to fix those issues. But Bobby King, obviously, I think will be a Tonawanda with his boat.
I'd imagine.
I've been picking, let's see, the Bull Shark, Bobby King, and Paul Barber. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. That's it. 350s is so hard because there's
Yeah.
not just one. Besides, I know Bobby King's in a different league right now. I hate to say that because I don't want to. I'm not trying to talk down on the other 350 guys, but he's
Jimmy
found
is
some.
driving the 242 because Bobby will be in Seattle.
Oh, so so that means the Graham Trucking is fixing their unlimited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. Well, I'm not discounting that boat out. Jimmy King's a great driver, so I'm going. I think Jimmy's going to pull out the repeat. I think Jimmy King's going to take it in the 242.
All right. Yeah,
See that made my decision right there. Nothing against Bobby, but you always got to root for Jimmy King.
yeah, I don't want to roll with you on every pick. I do think the 242 is going to be in the mix, and I think that there's a very good chance that Jimmy's going to pull that one out. But I'm going to go with Fred. Fred's in first. He's been killing it. What's funny is Fred's in first, but I don't think I lied. Fred hasn't won a final. So there's the only proper way to complete such an amazing season is he's got to get a final win in one of these two final ones. So I think Fred's going to get it done this weekend.
Fred,
Even with being in first, he's
I
been getting faster
I
every race,
gave
man.
I gave him a shout out last week. That guy is driving his tail off in that boat. That's awesome to see. Um, he started out in the 2.5 stock class, and he progressively got better and better as a driver. And just I think we mentioned this again. Just like he was decent in the F class, and then I think when he got in the 350 class, you could see his driving capabilities. I think the
Yeah.
boat is allowing him to be a better driver,
Mhm.
just like with Tyler Cadats. You know how You talked to Tyler when he was in the F class. He was one of the best out there. But he showed it when he got in the 350 how that he can actually drive and that be very good and competitive. So 350s is cool for drivers to step up and show their capabilities.
TJ's got a good point too. He said, "Don't sweat Haworth." I think
that's true.
Real fast.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
he'll be in the mix for sure. It's just weird because like any one of these guys we mentioned could, the way it checks out, start lane 6 in the final and not have much of a shot, or not make the final. Like that's just how competitive that class is. So it really comes down to how the cards fall throughout the weekend.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yeah, skiff class is the question. Is the 35 gonna go? No, Brandon's not doing that.
Brandon's.
Oh no, Brandon's not going to be there.
He's not. He's going to be in Florida.
Yeah. So
I'm going.
Go ahead.
I'm going with Max.
All right.
I'm going with Max. I think he's going to find Jimmy sleeping and get him.
Yeah. All right. I was going to say Max too. I want to see Max get a win.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Max drove his butt off in Valley Field. So. Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing a good job, and that kid's fearless, man. He'll drive that boat in places that a lot of other people will not drive it, and he's good at it too. I mean, it's not like he's just driving in there and bouncing off other people. Like he's holding his lane.
He's actually
good.
Being a skiff driver, and actually, usually if you are bouncing off people, you're still a skiff driver.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, like,
but no,
he's
doing good
times this year. Like that's racing in the skiff class. If you're trying really hard, chances are you're gonna wing out a couple times. If you don't wing out, you definitely aren't trying hard enough.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I want to. We're rooting for you, Max. I want to see you pulling off this weekend.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Nothing against you, Courtney.
So, how about that video of Courtney and Gunther that Brandon got?
I didn't.
You didn't see it? It was backward.
No.
It was like a rearward facing GoPro, and I think Gunther kind of wung out to the right, and Courtney was coming in, and they've just bounced opposite directions.
Oh man. So that's where Gunther got his damage.
That's why Max is going to win. Is because Jimmy's been spending the last 2 weeks getting Courtney's boat fixed for Tonawanda, not working on his own. So Max has been sitting there tinkering, figuring things out.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Wonder if Jay Hardy's going to be in Tonawanda. He's another one to throw out there. He's hit or miss. Some heats he's super fast. Some heats he's not.
John told me he didn't think skiffs are on. No skiffs.
What?
It's new to me. Didn't know that. That sucks.
That's crazy.
Did Brandon have any influence on that? And they don't want to see that again.
I don't know why they wouldn't have skiffs on.
They had skiffs there last year, didn't they? Or am I just thinking they did and they didn't? I don't know.
Not sure. But skiffs are in their schedule.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
They run the series. Why would you do?
It's all right.
It's crazy.
Courtney, Awancio clan, just stick all 4 out in the water, make your own race. We'll all put money down. We'll do a little live betting thing.
Right.
All right. Yeah. So Eddie said skiffs haven't been in Tonawanda since Brandon dunked it. So yeah, maybe Brandon did have something to say about that.
Damn it,
I don't know
Brandon.
why. I just haven't really realized. I just assumed they were there. I guess I was literally there last year. I don't know.
Damn it, Brandon.
Well, sorry, skiff guys, but Max, you're winning Hornwall. Then we're just gonna roll it over.
Brandon Langford said Max's boat is sitting next to Courtney's. I bet you it's just a little bit ahead of Courtney's, sitting in the garage.
So then we'll exclude you from the GP prediction this week.
I'm not even talking about GPs this weekend.
I'll make my predictions.
You can do that.
Bob's gonna defend his title. Not trying to put any more pressure on you. You got
no pressure. Brandon's won 13 heats in a row. No pressure or anything.
Hey,
thanks, Brandon.
Do your thing. I mean, you won in that boat last year, and that boat's done nothing but get better since. So, but no, it's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, like every other. I mean, I would imagine they're gonna have the normal HRL fleet there.
79, I don't think will be there.
No 79. So
I know I heard that Roger Mahan might be there.
Okay.
And then rumors that 135 might be there. I
Okay.
don't. I don't know. I know email was sent out, and then some people messaged me, but I don't know why is Kyle Bipes trying to call me.
Oh no.
He,
Brandon corrected you too. It's 14 in a row.
Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend though. I mean, you still got a really competitive class. You got 71. You got both Luptons. You got 50.
You got the 50 at their
2-1-2.
hometown, and they've been fast this year. The 50's
Do you know if the
been
Canada
fast.
boys is gonna make it? Obviously, had some rough goes
I
at
don't
it the
know.
last 2 weekends.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Kent did a good job in that thing in Valleyfield, man.
Yeah, it was a little scary on his timing lap.
I was about to say, you almost ended that weekend. Ended that weekend a little earlier.
His time trial, yeah, that
everybody did that.
Yeah,
in the same spot.
Yeah,
it was
wild.
Crazy. No, so TJ said 6 for sure. So you're gonna get a good show.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if there's an email sent out. The GP3 wanted to come.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if they're actually coming or not. And then
that'd be cool. I mean, we might as well at least try to get, like, if you're gonna run two heats in the qualifiers, like 2 rounds each qualifier.
Yeah.
Get 4 and 4 if you can. If people are offering to bring their boat, then I feel like at least up to 8, you might as well take it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was sitting there the other day, and I'm like, well, let me look at the lanes, and I'm like, all right,
no Canada boy.
Then I realized, oh yeah, we do time trials, so
yeah,
and I believe I believe they've been doing it based off of championship points, from low to high,
like the order that you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Except I don't think they did that. I don't think they did that in Valleyfield.
No, Valleyfield I think was a draw.
Yeah,
I know Madison was a draw too. Brandon drew first, which he wasn't thrilled about, but it worked out. So John told me said it's a draw too. So.
Is it okay? So it's a draw again. But I thought at the beginning of the year they said they were going to go off championship points.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
It is what it is. It's still same game no matter what.
So we talked about the importance of pit parties last episode. Tonawanda is having pizza and wings pit party Saturday night.
Love it.
I can't wait. I want to fill up on some chicken wings.
Yeah.
Hang out.
That was a good email to see, man. Like,
yeah,
it's cool. I don't know that we necessarily had anything to do with that decision, but we can pretend we did regardless. Cool to see some influence.
It's pit parties are important because everyone works on their boat all day. You can't go around and talk to everyone. So everyone gathers in one spot. You can sit there. I mean, I like to go to boat races. Well, I like to be competitive, but mainly hang out with everyone that I grew up with and all my friends there. So very important to have a pit party. I think it's needed and pretty cool.
No, I agree. So. My mom pointed out they got Mott Lake's going to do a pit party as well. So we got a good little trend here going. See, people enjoy them and keep it going. Like growing up, going to the races as a spectator, that was always my favorite part of the race weekends, especially the ones out in Cambridge when we had crab, Ken Island,
right?
Crab, obviously, but in general, even if it's a potluck and everybody's just bringing random stuff, like that's why we participate in this sport. That's why people spend all their money and all their time to go out and race. Like, obviously we love the race and we love the adrenaline, but the camaraderie and the socializing is the best part about it. It's a big family, like we said. So it's cool to see another race doing a pit party, bringing everybody together Saturday night, and hopefully that trend continues and races keep seeing the value in that, because I think it was it Brandon that said it, like it doesn't take a lot to please boat racers.
No, it doesn't.
Just give them some beer and
throw on some
cheap
music,
food, and we'll be happy, man.
Yeah, throw on some music and say, "Come gather around, hang out." Yeah. That's all you need. And if the race can't afford to buy food for everyone, do like Mott Lake is. Do a potluck. Everyone brings something. Put a dish out.
Yeah, everybody can. I mean, you can put a pretty darn good meal together when 25, 30 people bring a different dish.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have Brandon dragging his Blackstone grill all the way
Yeah,
across
right.
the pits just to
Right.
cook for everyone.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need. But I do want to point out that Dan Canfouche did say that it's been 5-mile-an-hour winds all week. So if it's bad weather, we can't put it on TJ Sawinski anymore.
No, we
It's
still
Dan
we still
Canfouche's.
can. Who said we can't?
So
Oh.
yeah, so hopefully pray for safe racing out in Seafair, and then in Tonawanda this weekend. I don't know any other races going on. Not APBA.
That's all I know of at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't think there's
yeah,
any East Coast stuff going on. That's not Tonawanda.
no, nope.
So.
No,
Yeah,
I think that's it.
It should be a fun weekend. It's nice to have kind of been able to sit back and relax a little bit. I went through my gauntlet of races, and now Austin's going through his gauntlet of races. So I'm excited to watch him get some more seat time in the boat. We've found that the boat balances quite a bit differently with me in it as compared to Austin. So we've been just trying to figure out how to make the drive the same. That way, we can figure that out. We can kind of get an idea of, no matter who we put in the boat, what different props are going to do and what different changes we've made with the engine are going to do. The first weekend was tough in Cambridge because I had basically beat up both engines and left Austin with a pile of dog crap. And I felt bad about it, but we're also not going to go out there and drive slow just so the engine will run the next time it's needed. But we got it. Seems, don't know how, engine
Worked itself out.
It's an effing magic fix at the moment, but
I think a valve was hanging up for some reason, and it just wore itself in and then started working again. Luckily, without wearing out a cam lobe or the follower.
We'll see, man. I don't.
Did you guys check out the cam or the followers at all?
On this one, we threw a follower on the other engine.
No, I mean after this weekend.
No, we haven't popped that off.
You might want to.
They I'm sure they did today because they were just doing a leak down. That's why Austin's not here.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure they popped it off and checked it out. But I mean, the boat went faster. And granted, 1.25 mile course, big course, but fastest it's gone all year this weekend. Good. And we didn't do anything to fix the problem. We messed with some stuff, but none of it was going to fix the problem. It was more so trying to figure out if we could just determine what the problem was. And it's fine now. I mean, it wouldn't trailer fire even before the final on Sunday in Cambridge, and then by Wednesday it fired and sounded fine without even taking the cowling off after Cambridge. So, like a lot of boat racers say, it's effing magic. We'll see how long it lasts. I know we might be popping the other one back in. They were able to get a cam for that one, so maybe go back to that one. Got a little refresh on it. See what happens this weekend. Austin's definitely getting more comfortable in the boat. Still trying to. We found out our I don't know. We're pretty sure it bent this weekend, but the skid fin was bent. So Uncle George and Brandon are working on a new one of those.
Uncle George is Brandon's in Florida.
No, so we'll get that sorted out, and like I said, we've kind of figured something out balance wise to make the boat drive the same for me when I'm in the boat, and then Austin when he's in the boat. We got to move a little bit of weight around, but we've got a better grasp on that now, and just keep trying to find a little more speed.
Okay. Hey, we didn't do H1 picks.
We didn't.
No.
I'm gonna
go. Let's see. You'll have Gunnar O'Farrell, Bobby King, Andrew Tate, J. Michael Kelly, Corey Peabody,
Dave Villwalk,
and
Dustin Eccles, and probably Jamie Nielsen, I would imagine.
Jamie Nielsen, of course.
So they should have the full fleet. I mean, obviously those boats got to get fixed, and they can say they want to be there. We'll have to see how all the repairs progress. I hope all of them do.
Yeah.
They all obviously got great crews, and we've seen boats make ridiculous turnarounds in terms of repairs time and time again. So hopefully they all make it out. If they do all make it out, and assuming all boats are in good running condition, no big mechanical issues, I want to say Andrew's going to get it done. I think he's going to have a little bit of a fire lit this weekend after I think letting himself down a little bit in that final.
This
with
is
that
the Gold
start.
Cup this weekend,
And
too.
it's the gold. No, I thought it was in San Diego. It's in San Diego.
Oh, shoot. You're
yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's not.
I was reading something today, and I thought it meant this weekend. That's right.
No,
it is.
So we'll see. We'll see. My pick's Andrew. I think with not, I would imagine, getting what they were hoping for last week, and he's going to have a fire. But Corey's been getting faster every heat, and Dustin had a really good weekend this weekend, especially a really good run in that final. He'll be in the mix.
Yeah, I want to mix it up. I'm gonna say Dave Villwalk.
I knew it was coming.
I'm gonna say Dave Villwalk just because I don't know. I mean, that boat's getting faster and faster, so let's just hope that.
And I don't think Dave's really gotten in the mix fighting for lanes yet. And I don't know if that's by choice or if that's just kind of they're deciding not to get involved in that and just run the boat for this year. But if he decides to get in that mix, like, he can go run with those guys.
Oh, for sure. I think what they're doing, they're making sure their speed is there. They're trying different things, and before he throws in the mix, he wants to make sure the handling's perfect, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
you don't want to go throw it in a turn when it's not handling right and end up on your head. So they're taking baby steps just to make sure they have all their ducks in a row before they go do that. I'm gonna say Dave Villwalk. I mean, why not?
I like
why not,
pick.
right?
If they decide to get in the mix with fighting for lanes, man, that boat can go win. There's no doubt about that. They've showed that they put a really good boat out on the water. And I mean, anytime you can bring a boat out and then in 2 weekends have it, 3 weekends having it run the way it is really impressive.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say Dave Villwalk, but I'm also rooting for Corey Peabody just to make all the Facebook warriors mad.
Yeah, right. I want to let's give Jeff and Billy Noonan some more ammo. Go tell a few more people off. I made my drive home from Rockyfork so enjoyable.
I didn't read any of it.
I
was on vacation for my anniversary.
Nothing they said was wrong, man. They're just calling out people saying dumb stuff.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Wow. Oh man, so. We'll wait for those Facebook warrior comments after this weekend and get a good laugh too. So
yeah,
but yeah. So all right, I think we're good for this episode, and we're off to Tonawanda, New York. But good luck to everyone who's racing out in Seattle.
Yeah, check out the Chasin Tails Facebook. I'll try and since I'm not racing, I'll try and do some little live updates. Maybe throw a few heats in there or something. Check out H1 Unlimited's YouTube page this weekend and Hydroplane Racing Leagues to catch all the action on the stream.
Tonawanda will have live stream this week.
Yep. I saw that came out the other day. So, and if you're looking for something out to watch the rest of the night, Chasin Tails will be over on Kyle Bipes and Eddie Canfuch's Facebook page in 8 minutes. Yeah, check it out. They'll be recapping our recap.
Eddie with the statistics. Well, Bobby said this, and it was supposed to be this. He said 7. It's supposed to be 8.
So, but all right, everybody. Good luck this weekend, everybody racing. Safe travels, everybody. Heading out here in the next couple days. And for all you watching at home, enjoy the races this weekend, and we'll catch you all next week.
Brandon, enjoy your Busch lattes this weekend.
Yeah.